Hey guys, welcome to Natalie Clarice YouTube channel, the educational channel for all things love, dating, and relationships, where I help women understand how men think and what real men want. Whether you're navigating the dating scene, working on self-love, or looking to establish healthy, meaningful connections, you're definitely at the right place. I share respectable dating advice, winning dating advice, result-driven dating advice. I like to say that my dating advice is not for all women because unfortunately all women are not ready for this level of dating advice. This is smart dating advice for smart women. With that being said, welcome guys. If you're new here, I'm so glad to have you. If you are returning, welcome back. Now let's get into it, all right? Okay guys, first of all, today we're going to talk about 8 signs that you are dating the wrong person, okay? And excuse me, but I'm eating my tiramisu, what is this? Tiramisu pie, cake, whatever it is. I got it from this restaurant, but it's really, really good. From an Italian restaurant. Super creamy. Has lots of whipped cream in it, and it's just really, really a good treat, okay? Try it for yourself. It's called tiramisu, something like that. I get the name confused, but that's what it is. It's really, really good cake. All right, but nevertheless, I want to get into it, but before I do get into it, I want to just make sure, again, that we're just always on the right page and that we're on the same page, that is, for the most part. And I just want to, every time I do a video, I try to address, certain comments that, come up, just so I can make sure you guys understand that it's not going to change, okay? For those people who have an issue with the volume of my voice and things like that, it's not going to change, people. I really don't know what to tell you. You understand? I don't know why you keep mentioning that, because it's not going to change, all right? Everything depends on my mood. Sometimes, I may come on here and I may sound so subdued and just chill, you understand? And I may not be as loud as the other videos, you understand? Or I may come on like today and I may just be hyped and just super loud, you understand? But it's not going to change, all right, guys? And I just want to tell you that because you have to make the best decision for you, whether that's keep strolling, whether that's remove yourself, whether that's turn your volume down, whatever you decide to do, you do it. But I'm not changing that, okay? You will always get a very loud voice from me, okay? And if that bothers you, I'm sorry, okay? And you know what? I'm gonna say this. When people say that, and maybe I'm wrong, but I do believe I'm right, okay? I think that when people are annoyed by you talking loud or whatever, it was a situation that they grew up in a home where they were always talked loud to. I mean, it's like their mother was yelling at them all the time, or their father was yelling at them all the time. So it's like a serious pet peeve for them as an adult, things happen to people in their childhood, and when they, come across certain behaviors as an adult, it triggers something, you understand? Because when they grew up, where they grew up, it was such, dysfunction or violence or whatever it may be. So when they come across certain behaviors, even behaviors that's not even intended to hurt you, but it triggers you some kind of way because, again, you are going back to a place in your childhood where it made you feel uncomfortable or it hurt you some kind of way, something, you understand? Because again, that just really, really, baffles me when people be like, oh my God, why are you so loud? Can you turn your voice down? Oh my God, I had to turn this video down and listen to her. Do what you need to do, okay? If you have to turn the video down, if you have to log off, whatever you need to do, you do it. But the volume is not going to change. Okay? All right. So I just want to make sure that we're on the same page, guys. All right? So with that being said, today we're going to talk about 8 signs that you're dating the wrong person, all right? Now, many times we are with people and we know that we're with the wrong person. We really know that this person is not good for us. Most times we know that, all right? But for whatever reason, we just really want to be with this person. You understand? It's just that we like this person, we love this person, and we know that, he's not right for us, but for some reason, I just have to have this guy. You understand? You have many women who are in situations with men and they know that that is not the right person for them, okay? But they continue on with the relationship to do nothing but feel, drained, exhausted, because again, it's the wrong relationship, right? So today I just want to more or less really dive in deep with that, all right? Because I think it's very important that you are aware when you are dating the wrong person, okay? Super, super important. The first trait, you always feel confused about where you stand, all right? You always feel confused about where you stand with this guy, okay? One thing about a guy who is really serious about you, okay? He will never have you feeling confused about your position in his life, okay? Whenever you find yourself in a situation or in a relationship with a guy and you're not really sure where you stand with that guy, it's because that is how he has created the relationship, okay? He has you feeling like that for a reason, all right? So just know, when you're in a relationship and you find yourself not really feeling safe or feeling, like you're really supposed to be in this situation, it's because that's how he has designed the relationship to be. He has made it where you are feeling uncomfortable, okay? Because it's a man's job to make you feel safe in the relationship. It's a man's job to make sure you understand your place in the relationship, okay? So I repeat, all right? If you're in a relationship and you're feeling confused, okay, he's doing that on purpose, all right? That is a sure sign that you are in the wrong relationship, okay? You're not supposed to feel like that when the relationship is secure and when you're in the right relationship, all right? So I repeat, if you're in a relationship and you're feeling confused, okay, you really don't know where you stand in that relationship, that's the way he has it set up, all right? Has nothing to do with you. That's the way he wants you to feel, okay? Secondly, he's emotionally unavailable, all right? We talk about that all the time, all right? A person who's emotionally unavailable cannot have a successful relationship with you, okay? Which means that anytime things come up or you may need to talk about something or something's going on in the relationship that's making you feel uncomfortable, anytime that you try to go to him and address those situations, he shuts down, you understand? Or he disappears for a few days, you understand? Anytime there is anything that comes up in the relationship that is not good, okay, and there needs to be a discussion about it, or it's making you feel some kind of way and you need to have a talk about it, you will notice either he will disappear or he shuts all the way down, all right? You cannot have a relationship with a person who will not confront issues or problems in the relationship, all right? If he cannot confront the issues or the problems in the relationship, how are you going to have a relationship with a person like that, okay? You can't just be in a relationship with the person when things are good, all right? Because things are not going to always be good, you understand? There's going to be some times that things come up that needs to be addressed, all right? In order for the relationship to move in a positive manner, okay? And when your guy has a problem having conversation about things in the relationship, you have a problem, okay? Because that relationship is not going to thrive and that relationship is never going to last unless you're just one that's just going to ignore it and just deal with whatever, okay? And then there you are, a very unhappy person in a very toxic relationship, all right? So remember, you can't accept that kind of behavior from a man, because what will happen anytime there's an issue in a relationship, he's going to shut down, all right, until you get over it, all right? And then you guys can move forward. But guess what? The issue was never addressed, all right? But you just have decided not to address the issue because you don't want any problems. No, that's not a relationship, okay? And that's not fair to you, okay? And basically when men are doing that, they're training you, all right? That's not the way you want to be trained, all right? That you cannot address issues in your relationship, okay? So remember, any man that's emotionally unavailable is not someone that you can have a relationship with. That is a clear sign that you're in the wrong relationship, all right? Your values don't align, okay? You guys are on two different wavelengths, okay? He has values that don't align with your values, okay? For example, you may say, hey, I don't want to have children until I'm married, all right? And he may say to you, well, what's the problem? We don't have to have children when we're married. We can have children right now, okay? Your values is to become a wife and then have children. His mindset is that we don't have to be married. Let's just have children, all right? Your values is, I don't want to move in with a guy until I'm married. His values is, well, I'm not marrying no woman who don't want to move in with me. You see what I'm saying? That means your values are not in alignment, okay? I repeat, if you are a woman that have made a decision that you do not want to move in with a guy until he's married you, absolutely right. Stand firmly on that, okay? The right guy will respect that, okay? The wrong guy will try and dismiss that, all right? So remember, whenever you're with the guy and you guys' values are not in alignment, you don't need to try to move forward with that, because what will happen, you're going to dummy down yourself trying to please him, all right? And then once you do that, you're going to find yourself again in a very unhealthy, toxic relationship, okay? Because when you do that, you're going to have to do that the rest of the relationship in order for the relationship to survive, okay? See, that's the thing. You cannot give in to things when you know that it's not right, okay? If it does not feel good to your spirit, you stand firmly on that and you make him respect that, all right? Do not dismiss your feelings because you want things to be okay in the relationship, all right? If you cannot express your feelings, all right, or things that make you happy and he respects that, he's not your guy. You're with the wrong guy. You understand? So I repeat, your values don't align, you're with the wrong guy, okay? Moving forward, you don't feel safe to be yourself. You definitely cannot be in a relationship when you cannot be yourself, okay? You're literally hiding who you really are to be in this relationship. Now, why would you do that? Why would you do that? All right? If this guy cannot accept you for who you are and what you are, okay? Why would you adjust your authentic self to be accepted by him? So you're going to adjust your authentic self the entire time while you're in this relationship to be accepted by him? I don't think so. Well, I hope not, all right? If a man cannot accept who you are, that is not your guy, okay? So whenever you find yourself in a relationship and you do not feel safe being yourself, that's nothing to think about, okay? The only thing you need to think about is, let me get out of this, all right? This is definitely not for me, okay? Because first and foremost, you could do all of that, okay? Trying to more or less, not feeling safe to be yourself, okay? And then you're dummying down who you are to be accepted. And guess what? He still is not going to accept you. You understand? That's just how it goes. He still is not going to accept you, all right? So I repeat, whenever you find yourself in a relationship and you're not feeling safe to be who you are, that is not your guy. You do not try to adjust who you are to fit into his world, okay? Either he accepts you for who you are or you keep it moving. That's just how it goes, all right? Next, he avoids accountability. That is the worst type of man to be with, a man who avoids accountability. You never want to be with a man who avoids accountability. In other words, he could do something to you, all right? And instead of him owning up to what he did to you, and instead of him, being respectful and saying, hey, I'm sorry, I did do this or I did do that. You understand? Most likely, he'll either try to flip it back on you, all right? Why would you entertain a guy like that, okay? A person who can do things to you and do not accept accountability is not a person you can build or have a relationship with, all right? You will find yourself in a very toxic situation, okay? Because what will happen, he will always do things to you and then leave the building or exit your life because he does not want to take accountability for what he has done, all right? And then a few weeks later, or maybe a month later, he returns, you understand? Because he does not want to take accountability of his actions, okay? You cannot have a relationship with a man who does not take accountability, all right? So don't try to force that, all right? When you find yourself in a situation and a guy has done something to you, all right? And you try to address it, okay? And instead of him taking accountability for what he did, either he tries to flip it back on you or he disappears for a few minutes until he feels the heat has brushed over or whatever, all right? That's not where you want to be, okay? You will always find yourself feeling abandoned by this type of a person, all right? So whenever, again, you meet a guy and he's not taking accountability for his actions, you politely exit the building. That's not your guy, okay? The relationship drains you, okay? You feel drained in this relationship. You feel exhausted, It's just something about this relationship is not bringing out your best self. You understand? The energy that he has cultivated in his relationship is really, really causing... One second, guys. I have to see something. One second. All right, here we go. The energy that he has created and cultivated in his relationship is not a good thing, okay? You don't feel good in this relationship. This relationship makes you sad. Although you may like him, you really want to be in this relationship, but it makes you sad, okay? Your spirit is not happy. That is a clear sign you're in the wrong relationship with the wrong person, okay? I repeat, love feels good, right? When it hurts, it won't work, okay? Love does not hurt. A person who does not know how to love hurts you, okay? Remember that, all right? So I repeat, a relationship is not supposed to drain you. A relationship is not supposed to deplete you. A relationship is not supposed to exhaust you. A relationship is supposed to make you happy, okay? You're supposed to feel good. You're supposed to feel safe. You're supposed to feel joy, okay? If you're not feeling any of that, you're in the wrong relationship, all right? Period. Get rid of them, all right? Next, your friends and family sees red flags. Now, I know many times when we are in relationships, friends could see things before you can see it. And not to mention family members, okay? Most times, friends and family members, they see things way before you see it, all right? And many times you see it as well. You just turned your head because you don't want to see it, all right? Most times when a family or a friend is telling you something about a person, or they're not feeling that this person is for you, most likely they're right, all right? They are absolutely right, okay? And it has nothing to do with they're hating on your relationship or they don't like him or whatever. If they don't like him, it's because they don't like him for a reason. It's a reason that they're not liking him, okay? So people don't just walk around and say, oh, I don't like him, all right? Most times when somebody don't like a person, it's a reason that they're not liking them, okay? And I know oftentimes, when we like someone, we want to ignore what our family and friends are saying about them. Don't ignore that, okay? Because most likely your family and your friends are absolutely right, okay? You may not see it at the time, but I promise you, as long as you stay in that relationship, you will see exactly what your family members and friends are seeing, okay? So I repeat, when your family and friends don't like a person, you need to take a double look and be like, wait a minute, something's not right. Why don't my family like him? Or why don't my friends like him? What is going on here, okay? So I repeat, that is a very big red flag, okay? You need to make sure that you pay attention to that, all right? You're hoping that he will change. This is number 8. You are hoping that he will change, okay? Let me say this, and I've said this many times before, okay? All men do change, okay? Most times, they all change, okay? But they only usually change for one person, all right? And that one person is a person that they really love, okay? And when a person and a man, put it like this, a man, when a man really love you, most likely he is going to definitely change, because he knows that if he doesn't change, he's going to lose you, okay? So if your dude is not changing for the better, okay, for the better of the relationship, all right, to make you feel good, to make you feel safe, to make you want to be in this relationship, you're in the wrong relationship, okay? Because one thing you should never have to do is beg a man to make you happy. Beg a man to make you feel good. Beg a man to do right. Beg a man to acknowledge you. Beg a man to support you. You should never have to beg a man for that who says that they love you. You get that? So if you are around here hoping that he'll change, that's a problem. And that's a very big red flag. Because you should not have to hope that your guy will change when he's telling you that he loves you. When he's telling you that he cares about you. Because any man that cares about you is not going to inflict hurt and pain upon you. Their whole goal in life, when they really loves you, is to make you happy. It's to protect you. It's to provide for you. It's to defend you. It's to love you. That's what their goal is, okay? So again, if you're in a relationship with a guy and every single day you're saying, oh my God, I hope he changed because I really like him. Oh my God, I hope he changed because I really do like him. He's not going to change because he doesn't like you the way that you like him. That's why he's not going to change. Okay? Lock that in, all right? You don't have to beg a man to do right by you who really likes you or love you, all right? You have to really believe that, okay? You really do, all right? And with that being said, those are the 8 traits, okay? And I'm going to go back over them so that you can understand and take notes. And the first one, I repeat, 8 signs that you're in the wrong relationship. The first one, you're always confused about where you stand. You should never be confused about where you stand when you're with the guy. When you're with the guy and you guys have said we're in this relationship, you should never be confused about where you stand, all right? And if you are confused about where you stand in that relationship, that's the way he has created it, okay? That's why you're feeling like that. And if you're not feeling secure in that relationship, you need to exit the building, period, all right? It's nothing to talk about. Just leave, okay? Second, he's emotionally unavailable, all right? I repeat, you cannot have a relationship with a man who is emotionally unavailable, okay? You have to be able to talk about things. You have to be able to discuss things when things are not right. And you need a partner who is going to talk to you and come up with a solution and solve the problem. And if you're not getting any of that, You cannot be in a relationship with that type of a person, all right? Just end it, okay? Third, your values do not align, okay? The way he thinks does not align with how you think, okay? This is why I say it is super important that you date on your level, all right? See, when you date on your level, you don't have those Aki issues, okay? Because again, you guys are in alignment, okay? See, when you're not in alignment with the person, it's either you're dating below your level, okay? You're dating below your level. Stop going below your level and picking up men, okay? Date on your level, because when you date on your level, most likely you're in alignment. You think alike, all right? You only are not in alignment when you're going down and not dating on your level, all right? Super, super important, okay? You don't feel safe around him. You're supposed to feel safe around your guy, okay? You don't feel safe being yourself, I'm sorry. You're supposed to feel safe being yourself. I can't even imagine being in a relationship with someone and I can't be myself. What? Well, how in the hell am I going to be able to be in a relationship with you if I can't be myself? And why would you even adjust yourself to be in a relationship with him? If he cannot accept you for who you are, you're in the wrong relationship. Exit the building. Go to the left. Get out of there. All right? It's not your guy. Okay? Wrong guy. All right? He avoids accountability. All right? You can't be with a man who can do anything to you and then avoids taking responsibility. You can't be with that type of guy. Okay? Because again, he will drive you bananas. Because he will always be doing crazy things, and instead of him taking accountability, he either will flip it back on you or he will exit your life for a few weeks or a month until the smoke clears and then he returns, okay? That's playing games, all right? You don't want to be with that type of a man, all right? You never want to be with a man who cannot take responsibility for his actions. You don't want to be with that guy, okay? Again, exit to the left. He's the wrong guy, okay? The relationship drains you. I repeat, a relationship is not supposed to exhaust you. A relationship is not supposed to drain you. A relationship is supposed to make you feel joy, happy, feel good, all right? If it's not making you feel like that, you're in the wrong relationship, all right? It's nothing to talk about. It's nothing to negotiate, okay? You're not supposed to be in a relationship that is making you unhappy. What is the reason for you to be in that type of a relationship? Relationships are joyful. Relationships are happy. Relationships are fun. Relationships are exciting. If you're not feeling happy in your relationship, that's the wrong relationship. Get out of there. Exit the left. Go to the left. Wrong relationship. Okay? All right. Your friends and your family see red flags in your guy, okay? If your friends and family are seeing red flags, they're seeing red flags for a reason. You just need to see the red flags that they are seeing, all right? Your friends and your family have no reason to hate on your guy, okay? Unless your guy is just really, really doing something that is not acceptable, all right? So your friends and your families are trying to warn you, all right? Take notes, all right? Pay attention to what they're seeing, all right? They're seeing something that they need you to see so that you can get out of there, all right? I repeat, wrong guy, okay? Last but not least, you're hoping that he will change, okay? If you're hoping that he will change, if you're not really the one, he's not going to change, all right? Because again, you don't have to hope he will change when he has found that one, all right? So I repeat, if you find yourself every single day just hoping that he will change, hoping, oh my God, I hope he changed, okay? You should not be there, all right? You should not be hoping anything, all right? You should be one happy camper in this relationship, okay? You should not be hoping that. That's not good, all right? So if you find yourself hoping that your guy will change, you need to exit the building. He's not your guy, okay? All right, guys. So with that being said, I hope you all have taken notes because this is super, super important. Because I repeat, in order to have any relationship with anybody, okay, you have to make sure that you pay attention to those warning signs, all right? You cannot be in a relationship with anybody if they are the wrong person, okay? And when they are the wrong person, all 8 of these traits is what you will see. Okay, period. All right, you have to acknowledge that. Do not turn your head when you see any of these traits, because those traits are your warning signs. All right, so you have to pay attention so that you can exit the building before you get in too deep. All right, always remember this. All right, when you see warning signs in a guy, a man already knows what he's doing. He knows what he is doing. He knows what he's doing is wrong. He knows he's not right, okay? So when you sit up and you tolerate the bad behaviors from the guy, they look at it as though you are afraid to leave them for whatever reason, all right? Or you are afraid to end the relationship, okay? And when they have identified that you are afraid to end the relationship because you're so in love, what do you think's going to happen? He's never going to change, and he's going to continue with those bad 8 traits, okay? Because he sees that you have no backbone, all right? So I repeat, if you want respect, you have to demand respect, all right? Respect does not end relationships. You know what ends relationships? When you don't have respect for yourself. That's what ends relationships. All right? So with that being said, guys, have a great weekend. And I hope all of you are, just more or less, again, going after your goals. I don't think I said that at the beginning, but I want to make sure that anything that you desire to do in this life, make sure that you go after it. Remember, you only have one life, okay? Time waits for nobody, okay? Get busy, do the things that make you happy. But more than anything, make sure that you are dating with intentions, all right? Make sure while you're out here dating, don't let people waste your time. Don't let a man waste your time. Date with intentions, all right? Be choosy, be selective, okay? Have standards, set boundaries, and make men respect that, all right? Thanks, guys, and until next time, be smart, date smart, choose wisely, Nat Nation. And remember, I told you. Bye, guys. You know what, my son?